Yeah, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Milesy. I'm in the hot seat tonight. Hope you all had a good week so far this week. No game midweek for a change, so we've had a bit of a break. We've got a massive excitement show for you tonight. We are looking ahead to Oxford, and we'll be going to be joined by our Oxford fan, our good friend of Claudio's, Andy McCormack, will be joining us straight away this evening. We're going to go straight into the Oxford game coming up this weekend. We've got, we're going to stick with the same formation. Is Frank going to stick with the same starting 11? Are we going to see Haji Wright back this weekend? Because he did hint at it that he wasn't just right. He wasn't there, but he might be available this weekend. Will we start with Ben Sheaf and Grimes in the middle? Who knows? We got the clubs release the accounts this today as well. We've got spot ball. We've got some information about the playoffs and also another rearranged game as well. Sheffield United will go into that a little bit later on. And is history repeating itself? But let's get on with the show. Let's get people in tonight to have a little chat with us. And let's welcome in, where is Claudio? Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. And we're welcoming Victoria.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. And we've got our newest member to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, give him a round of applause. Welcome, the man who's in charge of Spotify now, so they're not going to miss one episode on Spotify. Welcome, Jack Saunders from the Leamington Supporters Club. He is now a member of Sky Blue Fans TV and in charge of Spotify. If you've got any issues with Spotify, just get in touch with Jack. It's his department. Welcome, Jack.
Thanks, everyone. That's a bit of pressure now then, Miles, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Lots of pressure. And we've got our friend Andy McCormack. Good evening, Andy, our Oxford fan.
Good evening. Good
evening. Now, Andy, before we start, someone on our panel said that Oxford would finish with the lowest points in the championship.
Yep.
Do you want to point him out to us, Andy?
He's a fine chap, Claudio. At the end of the day, I did agree with him at the start of the season, but I quickly changed my mind, and we're certainly not going to be doing that.
Yeah, the way we started, I thought we were going to end up with the least amount of points.
But, yeah, fortunately, that's all changed.
The way it was going, yeah, exactly. Right then, now before we quickly Oxford chat, let's do spot the ball quickly. Let's get this up, and we get the panel to have a guess. We'll come to you first, Andy. This is from last weekend. This is Jack Radoni's heading the ball against Preston. Give us a number, Andy, and you never know, you might win a prize tonight.
I'm going to go with 15.
Number 15. Okay. Vicky?
13.
13. Claudio?
4.
4. And Jack?
I'm going to go 12 then. I was going to go 13, but Vicky beat me to it. I'll go 12.
Okay, 12. So get your guesses in tonight. Vicky's taking the numbers down. Right then, let's get straight into this then tonight. I'm a bit disappointed with your team, Andy.
Join the club.
No, you let us down last week. You didn't. You had 2 shots on target all game last weekend against West Brom. What went on?
It's a bit of a common theme. I think I'm right in saying that over the last 6 games, we've had 10 shots on target in total. Don't know where the next goal's coming from at the moment.
Wow. I mean, how do you rate your season so far? Because as Claudio pointed out, he said you were going to end up with the least points ever in the championship. Completely wrong. What does he know about football? He's got that silly flag up in the background. But how do you think your season's on so far?
I think it's better than expected because everybody, including us, expected we'd be in the bottom 3. Pretty much from the minute when we won the playoff final at Wembley, I was looking at it and saying, how many points can we get here? When you look at the opposition, when you look at our budget and the size of our club, most teams go straight back down. So the target really was simply to stay up. We look like we might. We're in a better place than I thought we would be at this stage.
And I mean, you for us, I mean, you've brought in a brilliant manager, and the change of your fortunes for this season has been through the change of manager. How have the fans taken it on? Because obviously he had a great spell at Millwall, and other clubs as well. I mean, what do the fans make of him?
Well, initially, if you go back a stage before that, when Des Buckingham got sacked, everybody was horrified because, local man made good, brought us up. Various other managers had come and had a go at trying to get Oxford out of League One, and everybody with varying levels of experience had failed. And Des Buckingham, just some local bloke from up Cowley turns up and bang, we get promoted. So everybody was horrified when he got fired. But as soon as Rowett got appointed, you could see what the club were trying to do. It's a sort of stay up at any cost, almost. He doesn't play very pretty football. It's not terribly enterprising. But in spite of our most recent run of form, I think we're probably going to have enough to get over the line and stay up. Partially because I don't think people talk about needing 50 points to stay up. I think they will do it with 46. I hope we get 50.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is tight down at the bottom, but I mean, we're surprised at where Luton are. We can't believe that.
Yes.
We've been saying on the show week in, week out about where Luton have ended up from being in the Premier League, and now they could be relegated within the matter of a few games. The way it's going.
Yes.
I mean, for yourselves, I mean, I know you've had a bit of, if I remember right, you were saying this is your last season at the ground, isn't it?
No, we've got another year. The lease expires next June 2026, so we've got another year. The new ground, well, it came up for planning earlier this month, and there's been quite a lot of questions surrounding access to the stadium on match days, questions involving Chiltern Railways and the station that's right next door to it. The planning decision has been deferred until the 5th of June. So clearly that doesn't give us time with just this season and next to get a stadium approved and built. So they haven't told us what the alternative plans are, but apparently other things are being explored. That could be an extension of the lease on the Kassam. It could be a ground share somewhere. But we're not going to get that done, no way, in time for the start of the 26-27 season now. So even if it's approved at all. So that's been a bit of a concern. That's the understatement of the year with Oxford United in recent times.
And I mean, how do you think this is going to go on Saturday? I mean, is it, where have we got to be scared of this weekend going into this game? Because we've won 7 out of the last 8. Leeds, we're on a bit of a run. Is there anything we've got to really look out for? Because your home form is better than the away form, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yes, the home form is better than the away form. However, when you look at who we've played at home, that's probably one of the reasons why. We have played all of the teams below us at home now. And when you look at our remaining home games, this is where the fear of relegation comes from. Even with 38 points already, we've got to play yourselves, obviously. QPR and Norwich come after that. QPR and Watford after that. And the last 3 home games of the season are against Sunderland, Sheffield United and Leeds. So our home form might not look quite so good after 46 games as it does right now. To answer your question about what you've got to be scared of, not a lot, but it's possible. You look, as you rightly identify, Rowett is an experienced manager at this level, and we've hardly been inspiring the last 5 or 6 games. We haven't won in 6 games, and he's had a full week, just like you have here, to talk to people after last week's defeat against West Brom, and hopefully he's got something in his locker to surprise you. I wouldn't be surprised if he had, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean, we're a bit wary because obviously we've been on this a wonderful run. We've been on it. We never thought we would come away with, I think it's 21 points out of 8 games. It is wonderful. Because we started off so badly, as you're aware. We were right down there. Frank took over. We were 17th, and now we're 1 point away. And the two teams above us who we're fighting for 5th or 6th, we're all playing at 12:30 on Saturday. So by 2:30, we'll be inside the playoffs. I mean, for us, this a real big banana skin for us, this one, because we haven't got. You don't give us a lot of tickets because you've only got a 3-sided stadium. But it can be, can be a little bit different. I mean, how are the fans at at the Kassam Stadium? How's the atmosphere? When it comes to away fans and home fans.
There's been some great. It depends who the away team is. Of course, with a team like yourselves, it's reasonably local. You're going to come and you're going to be vocal, and we will be too. It's the same when we played Portsmouth recently, and obviously they're always a noisy bunch. So the atmosphere's been great. The place is full every week. Again, down to the 3 sides, and everybody's just delighted we're in this league. So again, down to the 3 sides. Bonus. If the team play as they did in the first few games that Rowett was in charge, they were a joy to watch for a bit. And we've got some players that we've brought in the January window. We've brought in Stan Mills from Everton. We've brought in a guy called Oli Romani, who played for Utrecht in the Dutch sort of top flight. And he wasn't up to full speed and fully fit, but he is now. And he played at West Brom. He looks like a dangerous prospect up front. And this could be where the goals are going to come from, because we need to start scoring goals, obviously. And he was a bit unlucky not to get on the mark at West Brom. And really, for a club like us, is a 2-0 defeat at West Brom so bad? They are in the playoff places. They are a good team. We held our own against them. We lost against Burnley up there, 1-0. We held our own against them. We beat Blackburn at home. We're improving all the time. I've spoken to you guys. I think this is the 4th time in just over a year. And every time I speak to you, our club's in a bit of a better place than it was the time before. So I give us a chance.
Claudio, can you just take over a sec, because I'll keep dropping out 2 secs.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I might get a word in now, Andy. God, you're a bit of a motor mouth, aren't you?
I have my moments. I was invited to speak, and I did.
So where were we? Sorry, I was just trying to fathom out what was going on behind the scenes. I think Miles is struggling a bit with the sound. So, okay, can you see yourselves staying up?
Yes.
And okay, then so where do you think you're going to get your 12 points from?
Away at Hull, away at Cardiff, away at Swansea. We're going to beat you 1-0 on Saturday, and that'll be enough.
That's 9.
That'll be enough.
No, that's 12.
That'll be plenty. That'll give us 47 altogether. And if you look at the league table, Plymouth are 3 off the bottom. They're not averaging a point a game. They've got 30 points from 34 games. They're not getting to 49 points, nor a Luton, nor a Derby. And Hull might not either. Stoke
so
might not either.
Who's come to the, I was going to say the Manor Ground then. Shows you how old I am. The Kassam Stadium, who's turned up there and looked fairly decent this season?
Middlesbrough.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. They beat us 6-2.
At your place?
Yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did.
Anybody
Other than
else?
that, I've been impressed by Leeds, but away rather than at home. We've not played them at home, obviously, yet. I think they're far and away the best team in the league themselves. But
So, I mean, what players do we need to look out for as well? Then, who do you think might cause us a bit of trouble?
Stan Mills, who's joined from Everton as a right winger in January. I think Goodrum is always a danger. Brannigan is always a danger. And the new guy, Romani, who's come from Holland, as I say, as a sort of centre-forward type figure, although he can play right across the front line, he could cause you some issues.
And looking at our team now, we've obviously improved massively. Well, to be fair, when we played you in the second game of the season, we played okay. We just couldn't defend, could we?
That's right. Yeah.
And I know we sneaked the win in the end, but it wasn't. We didn't play badly. It's what followed that was the problem. No. So, I don't know. What do you reckon, Vicky? We're going to Oxford. This is surely a chance to get another 3 points.
I think, I'd be. I mean, the trouble is, we've got to the stage now where I'd be disappointed if we don't get 3 points. I think that's a game. If we've got serious aspirations of making the playoffs, we've got to be beating Oxford. Like, no disrespect to Oxford, I've actually got a bit of a soft spot for Oxford. I hope that they do stay up, and but we've still got to be beating them on Saturday.
I mean, I think, did we draw last time we played at your place? I'm trying to think. I know we'd lost there in the Carabao Cup in recent seasons.
The 3-3 game in League One, wasn't it, with all the madness at the end?
Yeah, I mean, historically, we've not been brilliant when we've gone to Oxford away. So we've normally done the damage at home. What do you reckon, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, given the form we're in, obviously 7 out of 8, and given the form that Oxford seem to be in at the moment and struggling to score, it's an Oxford 1-0 all the way, isn't it? That would be typical Coventry. But no, like Vicky says, the form we're in, we'd be disappointed not to win. I know it's an away game, and you win your home, draw away, but we would be disappointed to come our way from Oxford at 3 o'clock on Saturday, not being 3 points better off and not being in a playoff place.
No, you're expecting a bumper crowd at the Kassam Stadium on Saturday, Andy, because we've all sold
every week. So yes, it'll be 11,700 and something, because that's what it holds. Right. So assuming that there's a full complement of away supporters, that's what the gate is, because we sell out the home part of it every week. So just picking up on your point as well about us not scoring many goals, you're right, we're not. But we're not conceding very many either. So nobody's beaten us 5-0 since Gary Wright took over. As I say, we lost 2-0 at West Brom. No shame in that. 1-0 at Burnley. No shame in that, really. Drew 0-0 with Derby. That was a terrible game of football. And Stoke drew 0-0 with them. This is Gary Rowett football. It's not ideal, but it might keep us up.
Did you expect to get Gary Rowett? Was that somebody you wanted?
Yes, and yes.
Oh, right, okay. So I thought it was pretty left field at the time, because I didn't think he'd be bothering, basically.
No, he was. I think they went looking for him. He was appointed very swiftly after Buckingham went, so he was in the frame before the sacking took place, I think, and he was there within a couple of days.
I think what we'll do is we'll spot the ball up. There you go. For anybody who's not had a go yet.
We've had lots of entries.
We've all had a go, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what. I'll do some comments, and hopefully Miles might be back on again. Unfortunately, it's the internet. There's not a lot you can do about it. We know that. C'est la vie, as they say. Jordan Williams, culture shift in this club is massive. Before Frank came in, we used to worry about other sides, and Robbins always used to say every other side was amazing, and there was always excuses made. I've got lots of evenings from Lee Beckett and also Mr. Blue Sky. Peter Doolan, good evening. All looking forward to going to Oxford on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes. We've sold out Derby as well, haven't we? And the second batch. Graham Cockrell, Andy, I would like to say you lot are doing fantastic this season. You will stay up.
Wonderful.
We need teams like Oxford in the league. They're closer, aren't they? That's what we want.
Yeah, Plymouth can go down and Oxford can stay up.
Yeah, definitely. Wayne Littlewood, your friend Wayne. Welcome back, Andy. Watching from the confines of Birmingham Children's Hospital, 6-1 Oxford this weekend, just to see Andy smile. Wayne, can you let us know how things are going, actually?
I was going to say the very same thing.
Because his lad's having a heart operation.
Yeah.
Mark Packman, a lovely team, Oxford, but it's a great shame Coventry, I think, will score their greatest victory on Saturday by a 3-0 win. Wayne says, Oxford done reasonably well for the first season. If they stay up, it will be a success.
He's right.
Bomber Bidwell. He says, my lovely wife, the Villa fan, said to me, who you got this weekend? Oxford United, I replied. Who? In the FA Cup? Are they in your league? Oh dear, I feel an upset is on the cards. Well, many moons ago, I went to a meeting. My friend of mine's a Man City fan, and they got a supporters club in Leamington and Warwick. And I just went along with him. And they were chatting and they were talking about Cov. And they're going, oh, so what division are you in? The Championship? I went, no, we're in League 2 at the minute. So it's amazing when you're out of sight, out of mind. They had no idea we were playing in League 2. I thought, that's tremendous, isn't it? Yes. The way, well, if they get relegated for spending all that money they shouldn't have been spending, they might be bypassing us. It won't happen, though, will it? Sounds is shocking, guys, from Oxford Blokes End. No, I think it was just echoing through Miles for some reason. Bizarre, that was actually. Assassin's Unite. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to the show. Another win on Saturday in Lamps We Trust. This is going.
Wayne's just come on and he's put all good, thank you. Surgery is complete. He's awake and on the mend, so that's good news.
Tremendous.
Brilliant.
Tremendous. Wayne says the run we're on this Saturday should be a cakewalk. This is Cov City, and as you know, against lower opposition, we can put in a stinker. Paul Critterford, we really need to monopolise on Saturday and work hard to get the rest of our injury list on the park as soon as possible to continue the crest of the wave we are on. Gary Rowett will surprise Coventry with a rabbit out of his hat. That's about all, folks. Where we going? Stu Dunnell. Need to aim for 9 points out of the next 3 before the games versus Sunderland, Sheffield United and Burnley. James Hollyoak says, wake up, Andy, you're dreaming. So Finn says, if you can beat Swans Preston, we should batter Oxford. It don't work that way, does it? It just does not work that way. Where are we? Question for Andy. I don't know if I said this.
Yeah.
Is there any of your players from your promotion team who have surprised you so far this season? So basically, if any of them come up to scratch?
Yes. Kieran Brown, who plays left-hand side centre half, can also play left back. He was a good, solid player in League One. We got him from Cardiff. Cardiff didn't think he was up to playing in the Championship. He's played every minute of our season so far. And barring something major, he will be our player of the season. He has been outstanding in defence.
Well, he needs to be because we've got some informed strikers.
Yeah.
Apparently. Is he back?
Looks like it.
Am I all right now?
We'll find out in a minute. Right then. Mikey's put, hopefully Oxford will be as bad as Claudio's impressions.
Oh,
God.
Mr. View Sky, only time I've been to Oxford away was in 2019-20. It was a 3-3 thriller. Dabo scored the best own goal I've ever seen.
2 own goals.
Yeah,
Both at the end.
Finn Rettens will get 5th spot by 3 p.m. Saturday. And even all hoping for a solid 1-0 Saturday, Oxford will battle and have a decent home record. All right.
By the way, Mr. View Sky is coming on next Thursday, so he's going to tell us all about his YouTube channel and his videos that he's got. So he'll be on next week. That's something to look forward to. Right then, should we get some scores in then? Let's go with Jack first. Come on, Jack, get some scores in.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
2-0 win. Okie dokie. Victoria?
It could be anything, couldn't it? Also, we were talking about Gary Rowett being like a experienced manager, but obviously he was in charge of Millwall when we beat them 6-1 that last game of the season. So,
God,
could we get 6-1 again? But no, realistically, I'd be happy with 2-0. I think that'd be a good solid score.
2-0. Okie dokie. Claudio?
1-1.
That's exciting, Claudio. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's talk to Andy.
I'm going to go 1-0 to Oxford. Stoppage time winner.
Oh, Andy, you're not coming on again if that happens.
I'm not coming on anyway if he's going to call me a motor mouth.
I don't think we're going to concede this weekend. I think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go a boring 1-0 to the Sky Blues. That's all I take all season for the rest of the season. That's all I want. I don't care. That's all I want. So, absolutely brilliant. Right, listen, Andy, we'll let you go because we've got a packed out show. We've got loads going on today that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So, but we just want to say a big thank you for coming on again. And well, we might not see you next season.
I think you will. I'm seriously, thank you very much to you all for having me on, and all the best to you for everything after Saturday.
Yeah, brilliant. And thank you. We'll see you next season.
We'll be 2 divisions apart next season.
Oh, I don't know how you put up with them, Andy. I really don't.
It's all right. It's all banter. I'll see you all soon.
Take care, mate. Thank you again. Thanks.
Bye-bye now.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, man. So good having the reaction from away fans. Just wherever we're visiting, it's great to hear and everything else like that. Right then, let's crack on with the show. We've got Oxford out of the way. A few things to go through first. Now, want to give a big shout out for the Mickey Quinn night. 2nd of May, Friday the 2nd of May, the night before the Middlesbrough game, 7 p.m. £10 to get in the doors at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. There will be a quiz as well and a raffle. Some fantastic prizes up for grabs, so hopefully you're going to come along to that one. There's been over 40 odd tickets sold so far, so please get online, get over to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club on Facebook. You can book your tickets there or on Chris Baker's Facebook page. Also, just to give you an update, I've been in touch tonight with the Moxie Hotel in Plymouth. We will be there on the 20th of April, 7:30. Come along, join us. If the bar's not too busy, we're allowed to host the event in the bar. If it is busy, they've got a little area outside the bar that we can sit round and we can have a chat. But please come down and see us there as well. That would be amazing. If you haven't got coach travel for Saturday or any other away game, get over to ccfctravel.co.uk and you can book your travel there. And if you want car parking as well, home or away, head over to coventryparking.co.uk and you can check out what's going on, where to park for the home and away games. Right then, let's get Spot the Ball up again then. Here we go. Get your guesses in. Where do you think the ball is? Have a guess, everybody. Vicky's making everyone's numbers down, writing them all down for us. That is Jack Redoney heading the ball against Preston last weekend. What a dominant performance, I thought, from the Sky Blues, which is brilliant. So absolutely superb. Right then, here's the fixtures for this weekend. Now, the reason I'm bringing these up, because I want to know, are we going to stick with the same formation to break into the playoffs this weekend by 2:30, 20-3? We should, if results go our way, be in that top 5th or 6th. Let's come to you, Jack. Do you think we're going to stick with the same team? Because Blackburn have got Norwich. We're hoping Norwich, or that'll be a draw. Leeds, well, we're hoping Leeds will turn up and annihilate West Brom. I mean, what do you think? Do you think he's going to stick or twist?
Yeah, I think he'll stick. I think it's no secret that Frank's preferred formation is a 4-3-3. We talked about it last Thursday. He could potentially go back to that, and clearly he did. We've got wingers available. We've got Haji coming back. We've got almost everyone available. So why he wouldn't go with his preferred formation of a 4-3-3, I don't know, especially after how well it worked last week. So I think it'll be an unchanged 11, and I think we'll see more of Sheaf this weekend for half an hour maybe, rather than just 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, Vic, are you thinking along the same sort of lines there with the starting 11? Do you think he'll stick?
Yeah, I think so. I agree with Jack, really. We know that's what Frank's preferred lineup is. And, and also, you don't change with inside, do you? What's the point of making any significant changes when we play so well? And we've got some players that come back from injury that could slot into some of those places to get some more minutes. For me, I'd be pretty much sticking the same.
But he did change it last week, though, didn't he? Because there was no Latabodier, and he played Latabodier against Sheffield Wednesday. Do you think he might be tempted to swap that again at the back?
I don't think so against Oxford. No disrespect again to Oxford, but we don't need to be going overly defensive, do we? So I think we stay the same and go attacking.
Yeah.
That was the EMC, wasn't it? So then that's what let him play again and cause trouble for Oxford. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, and Claudio, EMC, he had some magnificent moments last weekend. It took us a little while to get him into the game again, especially the first half. We were struggling to sort of really get it out to him. But then after about 10, 15 minutes, we started getting it out to EMC. But second half, he was virtually unstoppable, weren't he?
Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Get the ball to Grimes, get the ball out wide, and let the two wide men cause a bit of trouble, and have Sims do what he can do. Well, what he's doing at the minute, bullying defenders. Yeah, they're in a bad run of form, and we're on the ups. Really, we should turn them over. I've said 1-1 because it's a City thing to do, isn't it? But frankly, we should turn them over. Yeah. Simple as that.
No pun intended there with frankly, then. I
thought that.
No, we shouldn't have any trouble.
Do you think he'd be tempted to put Haji Wright on?
No, I can't see that happening. He ain't going to be ready, is he? And there's no need to, is there? Yeah, so I think
same team.
Yeah,
all day long. Yeah. Jack, you mentioned about Sheaf. We might see a little bit more of him. Do you think that'll be from the start or later on through the game? Do you think he'll come on as a sub?
No, I think that'll be a second half sub for sure. The players at the moment don't seem to ever make the step down to the under-23s and get some match fitness. So you can't just chuck a player in who's been injured for 6 to 8 weeks in starting a game. Every game's important, but this one, the next game's always the most important one, isn't it? So I think we'll see him off the bench. I think rightly so. I think in the long run we'll see Sheaf start. But yeah, I think just give him half an hour and ease him into it.
Because we have got after this game we've got another week break, but then we've got 2 games on the bounce, haven't we? Basically, Stoke at home, and then we've got Derby, haven't we, away? Which again, fantastic from the Sky Blue Army, selling out the allocation plus a little bit extra allocation as well, which they gave us, which we sold out of, which is absolutely just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, so let's get some comments in then.
Trevor Merriman says same formation, Sheaf. It's nice to see we have just under 9 million profit from last season, according to Graham Cockrell, but will he invest the rest in the transfer window? We will play a back 4. It's the only real way we can accommodate EMC and Tats. I also think he will play Sheaf and Grimes together with Rudoni doing his thing. Finn says no to Latti, please. Graham Cockrell asks, against Preston, it was the best we've played. No, so why change the formation? Assassins Unite. Great news to hear Doug King show the accounts. He's been our best chairman in my lifetime, and appointing Lampard will take us back to the Premier League. Frank Littlewood? Wayne Littlewood says Frank will probably stick with the same 11, and rightly so, after the Preston performance. If there's any changes, then maybe Sheaf for Eccles. Paul Stratton says, think Sheaf starts for Eccles, only change 4-3-3 with our bench now all day long. On the up, drop Sims for Haji Wright. If Wright is back this weekend, who misses out on the bench? It'd be Bissett, wouldn't it? I think. Finn, Sims starts. Sims must start and stay on. He's on fire. If we are 3-0 up, this is from Lee Beckett. If we are 3-0 up, he might give Wright 10 minutes. Steve Price, he's going to under 23s tomorrow away in Cardiff. That's interesting. Aaron Thomas, why should Wright walk back in this? He has to earn the right and warrant his place. Anyone worried Rudoni's form will drop off a cliff? Now he'll be fasting a whole month for Ramadan. Why is he?
I've just read that as well. I had no idea if that's genuine. So
you sure?
Maybe.
I don't know. Mo Salah seems to do it right. Yeah. Mark Rainbow, don't forget the 9 million profit was before the summer transfer activity. Mostly Love and Music's going for 3-0. EMC, Sakamoto and Patterson. And Aaron says the sound is bad again, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think what it is.
I think that Miles has muted himself. It's some sort of feedback.
Yeah. Miles sounds great until we talk, then it feeds back. So we'll have to mute Miles when we answer. Miles, you're back now. That's it.
Thank you very much. I can't hear it from my end, so I'm not too sure what is going on. I'm really sorry, guys. Right then. So our next subject this evening, we're going to bring in our very own, our new member of Sky Blue Fans TV, who is in charge of Spotify, the lovely Jack Saunders. We're going to talk about the accounts, Jack. I mean, I've seen some of it today, but you know a bit more about accounts than I do. I mean, does it look good for the city, this?
Well, yeah, it's all good news, basically. I mean, we've been operating at a pretty much a loss for as long as I can remember, every single year, and we had no, brilliant transfer activity going out or in, and that seems to have changed. It says, sorry, I'm reading off my second screen here. So compared to the previous accounting period, turnover has increased from 9 million to 30 million. So that is mostly on player sales. And this obviously does include the sales of Gyökeres and Hamer. But it also increases our commercial income has now gone up to 5 million per annum, which apparently before this season, it was only about 1 million per annum. So that is a huge, huge increase that clearly we can all see from our retail side of things with the shop and just everything that's going on. That there's a new range every other week, isn't there? It's horrible for my bank account. It really is, but it's great for the club. Obviously, all that knockoff stuff that people kept seeing cheap on the internet just doesn't really exist anymore because we've got proper stuff in our own retail store, which is fantastic. And we know the money's being invested into the club one way or another. We've obviously had a lot of money spent on writing recently as well. So that's always a good thing. We don't know exactly the money and exactly where it's gone, but any improvements that are good for our squad. And there was one more specific thing. It says costs of sales have increased to just over 3 million, but that might sound like a negative. It means we're paying more, but obviously we're paying more when we're selling more stuff. We've got more staff. We've got, if you're ordering stuff for delivery, that's a cost. So all of these things are going to increase that. So having a high cost of sales is obviously technically less profit, but it's good that the fact it proving that we're selling more, that's why the cost of sales are going up. So it is essentially all good news from what I can read, and there's nothing concerning on it. And we've returned our accounts on time, therefore no transfer embargo and or fines.
Yeah, it's nice to actually have that happen, isn't it? Because previously the accounts used to be late pretty much all the time under CC. It was embarrassing, wasn't it? You know, so it's good. And as for the knockoff kits, basically the club have clamped down on it. You know, that's why there's a lot of stuff you don't see on Facebook and other socials, people trying to sell stuff. The club have actually properly clamped down on it, which is fair enough, really, especially with the shirts. You know, I mean, there's some people, not the main ones, who do social media, doing it with knockoff shirts on. It's embarrassing, really. Miles spotted that, didn't you, Miles?
Yeah, there's a few people that are doing doing a few, I don't know, social media bits, wearing, you know, dodgy shirts and stuff like that. Bomber Midwell's just come in. He says Miles' knockoff kits prints that he prints and sells aren't doing so well now. I don't do that, honest, trust me.
Not anymore.
I mean, no, not anymore. But no, it's I'm so pleased for the club, because to have a club shop and to have the merchandise that is coming out that can raise the money for us, it is absolutely fantastic. You imagine if this is what we're making by just doing what we're doing now, you imagine if we did own the stadium, you imagine if we got all the money from, you know, food and drink and, you know, all that sort of thing behind the scenes, how much more money the club will be making. Because when you look at, you know, the price of beer and stuff like that there, it's a ridiculous amount of money for a beer. There's a lot of people moan. I mean, I have messages coming through saying, oh, I've just been to such and such in town and it's cost me this for a pint. And I'm thinking, have you been to the CBS recently? You know, it's £6.30 a pint or something stupid. And you think, but you're moaning about that. What are you moaning about that for? You know, it's the club are still missing out on a lot of money. And I've bought, I think I haven't bought the white shirt because I'm waiting for that to be reduced because I'm not keen on it. But I've bought 2 of these. I've got this one. I got the limited edition one. Bought all the shirts. I don't know. If Cheryl knew how much I've spent this year in the club shop, she'd go mental. You know what I mean? It's 140 quid for just 2 tracksuit tops. It's ridiculous. But I think, I don't know, the club is moving in the right direction. And someone put up earlier, who was it that put up, Doug King's the best chairman we've had in his lifetime. You know, he's done some wonderful things and he's done some bad things and he's done some mediocre things. Look at what he did with the tickets. People were moaning about the tickets, yet we've got record sales of season tickets. And everyone was moaning about it, you know, about the prices and stuff. And then he's gone back on some things because he's realised I have made a mistake and he's rectified it. And that makes a good chairman. And I just think it's fantastic that we are in a profit. I think it's great. And are we probably the only club in the Championship was making money at the moment? We probably are, because what was that you put out the other night, Claudio, about growth of clubs in the last couple of years? Ours was top, wasn't it, of something like 14,000 odd. Yeah. You know, the growth of the club, and it's just showing. Look at it the other week with the limited edition shirt. How many people were queuing up to get that shirt? Because it was limited edition, and people were saying, well, if it's limited edition and it's for charity, why is it limited edition? Well, the idea is that you sell out and then the money goes towards the charities, and that's why they make a limited edition. That's why it's called a limited edition. I just think it's wonderful. And when we were upstairs the other night, well, the other game, weren't we? We've seen how full it was up the top there, where the boxes are and the Mao Lounge and all that sort of thing. I mean, the Mao Lounge is brilliant. That big room's brilliant, isn't it, Jack? Where you normally sit with your dad, but you were in Mr. King's box, weren't you? You know, that big room. They've got it all right, haven't they? They've got it all right. Things are, well, I wouldn't say it's all right, but they're getting there. It's getting there slowly. I want to do the Mail Lounge. I really do. I want to have a look and I want to go in because Paul Hughes has been in with his mum, and he said it was really good. I'd love to go in and try that Mail Lounge out. I really would. I think it'd be a good experience. So if the club want to send us all in there, please get in touch. We're here. We're all waiting to be invited into the Mail Lounge and give it a good, give it a good, give it a good review. It'd be fantastic, and even do a live show from the Mail Lounge. It'd be even better, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think it's fantastic. These the books that have come out, and I don't get it really. I just see the profit, and I'm happy with that. Does me. What about you, Vic?
Well, yeah, it sort of fits in with how it feels like the club's going, doesn't it? So people came in and obviously did a lot of work around like the sort of commercial side of things, and it felt like we were better. I mean, like we were talking about the fact you can't buy so much dodgy merchandise off the internet anymore. A lot of that was because there was nowhere else to buy it. The club offered so little. People wanted clothes, and you couldn't get very much from the club, so they were buying it from elsewhere, and that was a massive lost market for the club. And so the amount of work that Doug's done around that is great. The fact that, I mean, it's just lethal going into the club shop these days. I can't get in there without spending a fortune, so I just try to avoid it as much as possible. But the amount of money that must be turning over, and that's like it just makes us feel more professional. It's like Claudio was saying about the accounts always being late. It just always gave us the aura of an unprofessional club, didn't it? It just gave the aura of a club that isn't ran very well and is a bit shoddy. Whereas you do it on time, you're showing some decent figures, and it just makes us feel like our club's being ran better. And ultimately, that side of things, as a fan, I don't really want to have to worry about it that much. I want whoever's winning the club to. I just want to worry about the football. I want to enjoy my football. I don't want to have to worry about whether I'm still going to have a club to support in 5 years. I want whoever's running the club to just take that and deal with it. But because we've had such bad owners in the past, that's something that we've had to worry about as fans much more than we should have to. So if we've got an owner that can file accounts on time and is like turning a profit and keeping things on an even keel, so I can just go back to worrying about like how I'm going to celebrate 3 points on a Saturday, that's happy days for me. I think we should have to focus less and less on that side of it, really. So that's good for me.
It always felt like we were trying to hide something, didn't it, with the late putting in the accounts late. Yeah. And you're just thinking, what are they hiding this time? And it's just embarrassing, isn't it? Just do your job properly, sort it out. Pay your accountant to do it. Mind, that's probably what the problem was. Yeah.
I think for me as well, I mean, I'm still taking credit for Sky Blue Fans TV for having a better shop. It's our fault, and it's not our fault that we're spending the money in the club shop. But I mean, I have got to get my fridge magnet on Saturday. I didn't pick one up last time I went to Oxford, so I've got to get one of those. It is good, and we can see that the club's going in one direction at the moment. And a few months ago, we were saying we were going to struggle for relegation. At this point, we were 17th, and we were 3 points off relegation. And now all of a sudden, we were like 1 point off the playoffs. And the accounts come out today, and they're all rosy, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. Let's get some comments in. I'm going to mute myself so I don't get any echo.
Wayne Littlewood, how refreshing to have accounts filled on time. Be interested to see what the figures would be without Vic and Hamer money. Finn says, seen Miles at Car Boot selling knockoff gear. Lol.
You haven't. Sorry, Claudio, before you carry on, can I just say, I just want to mention Wayne Littlewood's son. He's had an operation today. Hope everything's gone well. And we send all our best wishes to Wayne and his family. So hope everything went well for him. Sorry for interrupting. Carry
on. I'm going to give a plug to Mr. View Sky, because he says, I have a new video going live at 9:30 tonight, Coventry v Leicester from 1985-86 season. Would be awesome if you could plug it for me. Well, I've just done so. There you go. I was watching these videos last night, actually. Every time I watch those old videos, I just look at the pitch and think, my word. Our pitch is looking slightly rough at the minute, but the pitches back then, even this in the 80s and 90s, was terrible. So, well, I can hear somebody rumbling in the background. I don't know what's going on. P. Lowell, yes, Claudia, huge piece of work David Body was involved with from 2023. Coventry City have been working with back four brand protection to ensure the club's crest continues to be not taken advantage of. Bomber Bidwell says the Mal being in the Mal Lounge is great and worth 180 for 2 pints and some tapas on the side. Most love music. The prices for everything are absurd, but it looks like some fans are willing to pay from a bottomless pit of money. Shirts, tickets, refreshments. So thank you for keeping our club afloat. It's when you see there's one family there. They must have. So they've got the mum and dad and about 5 kids. I see them quite regular around by the casino, walking past, and they're all kitted out. And you think the applicants cost an absolute fortune to do that. In small profit we spent in the summer and recently on Matty. I suspect we're now 9 million in the red. I think that's fairly standard, to be honest. Paul Stratton, not hard for Doug to take credit after CC, considering upturn in season tickets. Attendances, catering seems a bit low. The thing is, there's a lot of stuff outside happening as well. So years ago, you wouldn't be drinking outside in the cold. You'd be all inside the concourse. But there's so many more places now around the stadium to buy a drink and get a burger and stuff.
And with the doubled attendance, it's double the amount of people spending money.
Yeah. So Lee Beckett says 2 limited editions this season with the Zoe's Place and Black Friday kit. Evening panel, Lee Dan says, we must buy our stadium. Miles is correct. M. Ashley will ask for ridiculous cash if we go up to the promised land. Steve Price says we're getting stronger every week, both on and off the pitch. Premier League, ready. Bomber Bidwell says 14 lads from the Camden Supporter Club in the Mile Lounge when I was in there. They had a good supporters evening of the night. Absolutely rammed by lots of things. When it would mention the word lounge and Claudia gets all excited. He loves a prawn sandwich and a mouth. It was a chicken Thai curry actually last week,
and it was lovely.
Mark Rainbow, the shop is doing better because it's selling stuff people want to buy. The shirts, apart from the white one, are good. The retro shirts are great ideas. Still lots to improve on, but heading in the right direction. It wasn't that long ago we didn't have a club shop, and also I actually like the normal polos. The polo shirts are great.
Yeah.
They're not that
Can I just say about the retro shirts? I think the thing about our retro shirts is that we've made them properly. We've added the brand as well. Where you go to Old Trafford or you go to Anfield and they've got retro shirts, they don't have branding on. So they've got the old designs, but there's no Adidas, there's no Nike, there's no Admiral, there's no all that on their shirts. They've just done the pattern and just stuck a badge on. I think with us, we've done it the right way, and we've added brand to it, so it looks brilliant. And I will say the Roburio shirts, they're absolutely fantastic. They really are. And the Hummel 87 shirt, the yellow one, is just it's just gorgeous. Well, it's just like when I was 13, 14, putting that shirt on again. It just feels the same and everything. It's just fantastic.
Lee Dan says, do the panel believe, as I do, that we can go unbeaten for the remainder of the season, including semi and final of the playoffs?
Oh, that's optimistic, isn't it?
I think we'll struggle to go unbeaten in March.
Yeah, I just think we need to err on caution here, because there's a lot of talk about top 6 playoffs and all the rest of it, but we've not got into the top 6 yet all season. We may do on Saturday. We may never actually get into the top 6 this season. So we need to be careful where we are as a club and just Literally take it one game at a time. You know,
that season that we made it like 2 years ago, we didn't get there till the end, did we? So it doesn't really matter. We could just beat Middlesbrough on the last day and go in, and that's all that matters. Because
you can guarantee if we all draw on Saturday, all three teams, there'll be mass meltdown on the internet saying we've missed our chance, we've missed it, that's it, we're never going to do it now.
Right, you stop it now. You're sounding like Mark Robbins was about us fans not getting too excited and get expectations. Well, I'm sorry, but the club brought out that promo video. Aim high, you get excited, start buying tickets, start buying this, start buying that. I'm sorry, Claudio. We're 1 point off the playoffs. We're going into Saturday with all the teams above us, starting at 12:30. West Brom have got Leeds and Blackburn have got Norwich. So I'm sorry, but I'm excited that we're going to go into the playoffs this weekend. I don't care. You can say whatever you like. We need to get carried away because the buzz is starting to come back at the club. So you better put yourself on mute and don't say anything else for the rest of the night. Unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, Miles, you're going to like my bit later and Claudio's going to hate it.
Good, because that comment you just mentioned about us coming and beating, I was going to say, we've got a little section coming up very shortly from Jack, and it's all about, right, is history repeating itself? And we're going to talk about that very, very soon. Before we carry on with some more comments, let's get Spot the Ball up again. Here's Radoni having a little header against Preston, and as you can see, Preston are looking shell-shocked because we absolutely... Well, I thought we dominated them, to be fair. I can't believe that we didn't win it 5 or 6-0, to be honest. I thought that was the most convincing probably 80 minutes of the season I've seen us play so far this season until they scored, and then we rocked a little bit. But other than that 80 minutes, I thought we were absolutely immense. So, yeah, guesses in. Vicky's writing those down. Right, sorry, Claudio. Carry on.
Now you've been told off.
Where are we? Sorry about that. I was just scrolling through the comments. Oh, here we go. I can confirm, sadly, from experience that Villa hospitality is poor. CCFC, much better by far. The wife agreed too. Mr. View Sky says the Hummel, Umbro and Pony retro kits are a thing of beauty. No chance of going unbeaten league. Got Burnley, Sunderland and Sheffield to play yet.
You know what, though? It'd be typical Carl. We'd win those 3 games and then go and lose away at Plymouth or something. Like that's what will happen.
Lose at home to Stoke, to Mark Robbins, and then beat Burnley away.
Yeah, it won't be one of those games where we'll lose. Ridiculous.
Well, hold on a minute. Jack, what was that? We're going to what? At home to Stoke?
I said it'd be typical Cov to lose at home to Stoke and then beat like Burnley, Sunderland, Sheffield United, wouldn't it?
Well, that was the shortest spell as a member of Sky Blue Fans TV.
Having watched Stoke the other night, they are dreadful. They are dreadful. Yeah, we cannot. In fact, I was watching that thinking, how do we lose to these first game of the season? Never mind, will we lose them a week Saturday? We've got to batter them. I tell you, they're poor. That's what I reckon. After accounts, let's all hope Victor is sold in the summer, as Frank will have a very big transfer budget in the summer. As someone else said, we need to own our ground. We do, but I'll tell you what, he's in no rush to buy it. While Ashley is making a profit, Aaron Thomas says, he won't sell the stadium. And I don't think he will own the stadium for a while, I'm afraid. I think he's losing money at the minute with the stadium. That's what I've been told. There's not enough going on there. Lee Dan, Miles, you left early last show, but I asked whether you could contact the enemy to request they perform Live and Die at the CBS, our last game of the season, to see us off to the playoffs. I know you can ask.
Look, you never know.
I know.
You never know.
Right, I'll read this one. I see Wilson's mum down the town every other weekend and asked her last week if it would return. She said no chance soon. That's very convincing. Oh, great to hear the lounges are coming back to life. They've been pretty soulless places in the past, not for wanting to try on Tynan and Suzette's behalf. Well, Tynan's left now. What about our mascot prices? Seems mad. We have to take our next gen to support the club and pay a few £100. The thing is, Robert, they sell out. They've sold every one. People are actually paying it. And this is the thing. We thought, I was surprised when I saw the price. I thought no chance, but no, people are paying it. Even the £350 for the captain's one. That's incredible, really. There's more cash in Coventry than you think, I reckon. There's no cost of living crisis, is there? We're Cov City fans at the minute. Mostly love of music. Of course, we'd welcome Callum Wilson back. We'd be daft not to. It's inspiring, even if he was past his prime. Trevor Merriman, 2 families sit by both of us with 4 kids, all dressed in our kits, jackets, etc. Must cost a fortune. Great to see. Claudio, if we get promoted, how much will the prawn sarnies cost then? Oh, I don't know. I'll be back in block 18. Wayne says, have to be careful. We may be 7th and be on a good run, but we still have a very fragile team and error prone. Voice of reason there, Wayne.
Don't encourage negativity.
Stop it, Wayne. Negativity off him up in the top left-hand corner there.
Also, if you're a pessimist, you're never disappointed. It's simple as that. So, yeah. Ryan Matthew J. The only reason I'm confident of a playoff push this season because I just don't think any of the teams around us have the quality of squad that we have, and we seem more consistent than others. You know what's really disappointing is that start to this flipping season. It's so frustrating now. Me and Jack were talking about this earlier on today. When you look at some of those defeats we had at home at the start of the season, it's really annoying, actually. In fact, it's not frustrating. It's annoying that we lost some of those games. That Derby defeat is terrible, isn't it? When you look at it now, the light of day, that was a terrible defeat.
I don't know. I was supping cocktails in Jamaica. I missed it.
That was a horrible cold night, that was.
Well, it wasn't in Jamaica.
Well, I mean, the problem is, Doug probably woke up that morning, didn't he? And he sort of went, "I've had enough," and pulled the trigger, didn't he? Basically, because he obviously felt we should have been doing a lot more. And I know Jack's going to come up with some figures in a minute. And basically, I don't know. Well, are we going to have to eat humble pie if we do get in the top 6?
You are, because we are on Saturday. I love Graham Cockle's message. Miles, you put Claudio in his place. We will be in the top this weekend.
I mean, right, the season, not the weekend.
Right, let's we'll come back to more comments in a little while. Let's get Jack in here now. Jack, you have been speaking to me today, and I'll let you explain. Is history repeating itself?
Yes. Well, I saw someone in the comments call me negative. Have they been listening to Claudio in the last 5 minutes? Anyway, I saw a comment on Twitter, and so this idea wasn't mine, I'll be honest, but I sort of took the idea of what this comment on Twitter was and ran with it. And the comment just said, last time Coventry got promoted, Liverpool won the Premier League. So looking back at the 1920 season, the COVID season when we got promoted, Liverpool did win the title. And I thought, how many other similarities can we find from that season? And how many can we relate to this season? I thought it'd be a very short search. A couple hours later, I didn't realise how deep I was in. So you can start the beginning of the season with Man City winning the Community Shield and penalties in August 2019, exactly as they did this season. Liverpool won the league title. They're currently 13 points clear after last night's performance, and will probably win the title. In the Championship, Leeds won the title. Leeds are currently top, 5 points clear, and clearly look the best team in the league. Hull City were relegated, and Hull looked like they're falling downwards. Plymouth looked like they're going on a little bit of a run, which would drag the next place team, Hull, down into that relegation zone. So you never know. In Germany, Bayern won the title. Bayern currently sit top. In Spain, Real Madrid won the title, with Barca coming a very close second. Currently, Barca and Real Madrid are neck and neck. Managers in the Premier League, West Ham and Everton both sacked their manager, and one of those teams employed David Moyes. This season, West Ham and Everton have both sacked their manager, and one of them has employed David Moyes. You see where I'm going with this. In League One, Wycombe got promoted. Wycombe are currently sat second and look like they could get promoted. Also, in League One, the team that won the title played at St Andrews, which was us. Currently, Birmingham City sit top, who play at St Andrews. So that's just all of the similarities I can find in other leagues. Then you start to look at us. 2019-20, the season, we lost a Carabao Cup fixture to a Premier League opposition, as we did this year. Our number one goalkeeper was foreign. He's played most of the games in Marco Morosi. Currently, that's Oliver Dovin. It's the first time a foreign goalkeeper has been our number one choice since. Jack Burrows made one appearance all of that season, and it was in a cup competition. Currently, Jack Burrows has made one appearance, and it was in the cup. The last time we won a penalty shootout was in the 1920 season. We won it 5-4. We have won a penalty shootout for the first time since then, and it was 5-4. We lost in the FA Cup fourth round to a team in the division above us. Again, exactly like this season. Now I'm getting a bit odd. We had, in the 2019-20 season, we had an African striker who loved to be offside. He scored 4 league goals and 2 cup goals, and that was Bakayoko, if you'll remember him. We currently have an African striker, or a striker who plays for an African international team in Brandon Thomas Asante. He scored 4 league goals and 2 cup goals, also loves being offside. I'm nearly there. We lost 1-0 away at Shrewsbury just before Christmas in 2019. That was our last loss of the season, and since then we went completely unbeaten. In that game, the winner was scored after the 90th minute. This season, we've played Norwich. We've lost 1-0. We've lost after being 1-0 up, and the winner was scored after the 90th minute, and since then we've been on our unbelievable run. In the 2019-20 season, we had 1 home loss all season. This season, we've had 1 home loss under Frank Lampard.
That's stretching it a bit now.
That one's stretching it a bit, I will admit. And obviously in 2019-20, we got promoted. This season, could it be the same?
Well,
There's a lot of similarities there, and I'm sure there are more.
Also, Jack, because Liverpool won the league that year, Leeds won the Championship, whatever, and we won Division 1. That happened in 1963-64. Liverpool won the league, Leeds won Division 2 in those days, and we won 3.
Can I just want to do something for Jack. Well done. How on earth did you do all that?
I just saw the thing on Twitter that said last time we got promoted, Liverpool won the league, and I thought, what else happened? And that is just in the football world. I haven't even looked at everything else.
You know what that means? I need to go down to Wollacombe before the league finishes, because I bumped into Jamie Carragher on Wollacombe Beach.
Well, there you go.
Happy pop.
I mean, you're saying I'm negative, Miles. I've moved the night of my birthday because I thought it might be in the Championship playoff final.
Oh, was that your birthday invite?
Yeah.
That's a nice way to invite us. Don't we get a proper posh?
Haven't you seen it?
No. How old are you?
Oh, it's my diamond birthday.
So you haven't asked me to DJ for you, have you?
No, Miles, he's bought a box at Wembley, and he's going to invite all 45 of his friends to fill it up.
He ain't got 45.
I will just say that when I started looking at these random things, you see 4 or 5 and you sort of think, this is nothing. But it's almost like The Simpsons with their predicting the future. When you get into sort of 10, 15 of these, you think, hang on a minute, there's something in there.
That's unbelievable. I don't know how you found time to do that. That's unbelievable.
There was one more as well. I actually missed it off. The Real Sociedad won the Spanish Cup. I forget what it's called, Copa del Rey, I think it is, that season, and they're currently in the semi-final for the first time since that season. So if they win it, that's all I'm saying.
Well, the stars are aligned Friday night, they reckon. You got to look up at the sky and all aligned. Lee Dan says that's much more positive, Jack. Well done.
Cheers.
Does that mean we're going to finish second then?
I'll be happy with that. We probably would have to go unbeaten for the rest of the season.
I think that's brilliant. Well done, Jack. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And if you never know, these things, they do happen. And we could go on till the end of the season and not lose another game. The way we're going at the moment, it just seems a bit absolutely just mental, doesn't it, the way it's going? And we are getting better and better and better all the time. Dawn, I'm just going to put this up, Claudio, because I know you're losing your voice again. Dawn Cooks, but blimey, there's some serious stats, Jack. That's it then. Not only are we getting into the playoffs, we are going up. That's from Dawn.
As long as we don't have a penalty shootout along the way, I'll agree with you.
Brilliant. Right, let's get on to some more comments in just a sec. Let's get Spot the Ball up. Here you go. Spot the ball. Get your guesses in. Have a go. Where do you think the ball is? Jack Madoni heading the ball. Get Preston last weekend. Where is that football? See if you can get your guesses in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Please also on X and Facebook. Follow us. It's free. Don't cost you anything to like and subscribe. Please head over and subscribe for us. It'd be absolutely brilliant. And if you haven't already, please book your tickets to come and see Mickey Quinn. It's hosted by our very selves, Sky Blue Fans TV at Woolsgrave Working Men's Club. We've got a quiz on the night. We've got a raffle. Doors open at 7 p.m. Friday the 2nd of May. £10 to get in. That's not even 2 pints of beer at the football. So, get yourselves down there. It's absolutely brilliant. Over 40-odd tickets are sold so far. So let's pack out the place. And if you're going to Plymouth, Easter weekend, Sky Blue Fans TV will be live at the Moxie. I have phoned them tonight. They are happy for us to do the show, as long as the bar's not too busy. But they have got a little area we can go and sit away from everyone. And we can set up and have a live show from the Moxie Hotel, and then we're going to go out after and have a few beers. Now, while there's a few people watching, if you're not doing anything this weekend, I am down the townhouse in Leamington tomorrow night for a disco. Why not pop down, come and say hello, have a pint with me? And yes, I'm back at Old Trafford again Saturday. Come down and come and see us, have a pint with us, have a chat. I'll be heading straight down there after the Oxford game. So I'm rushing off to Oxford and then heading straight down there. So there you go. Right, let's get some more comments in then, Claudio, please.
Mark Rainbow. I was watching the piece on YouTube yesterday, talking about how the side has improved under Frank. One of the points he made was we have scored more headed goals than any other team in the top 5 European leagues and the Championship, which is true. Someone's put, Paul Stratton, we live and die is far better than any fireworks or light shows. I'm not bothered about light shows. Let's get on with the football. Mark Patman, what Jack says, isn't it ironic, don't you think? Finn says Jack should go on countdown. Ian Collins, Jack Burrows, the best left back we've got. And P. Lowell says, we should have a weekly Jack as a Nostradamus section.
I used to have on that TV program all those years ago.
I went to see the film at the cinema, and I was about 15, 16 at the time. I was absolutely frightened with what he was supposedly predicting for the years to come. It's absolute nonsense. That's anyone remember Stato? Yeah, this is from Mr. Viewsky, from Frank Skinner and David Baddiel's Fantasy Football. We found a new Stato. There is lots of likenesses actually there, Jack. Mystic Meg. Maybe you could put a frock on.
You told me I got to wear the headphones, so I can't put a frock on.
Did Celtic win the Scottish League that season as well?
Was that the season Rangers won it by any chance?
I don't know. And Joyner says, well done, Jack. You'd get on well with CJ Akastato. Mostly Lover Music says, nice coincidences, Jack, but good effort.
Is it all a coincidence, though? Are you sure?
We should really be comparing with the 1966-67 season.
I would just say I wasn't born then. Just 1 or 2 or 32 years between my birth and there.
Graham Cockrell, I'm so pleased we are not in the FA Cup. Having a full week of training will make all the difference. Isn't it weird that I didn't realise the FA Cup was even on this week? It's this weekend, isn't it? Yeah. Never even gave it a thought. It's interesting when you're out of it, you just don't care, do you, really? So yeah, and stay positive, guys, is what Ian Collins says. And where's my mate Kenny, guys? Where is he?
He's on lates tonight. He's working. He's on the track behind my house, actually, driving some very nice cars around the circuit at Jaguar Land Rover.
Yeah. Oh, we're all caught up. Back to you, Miles.
Yeah, so Leicester, someone's just put Leicester are losing. They'll be having a meltdown on their podcast. Right then, okay, so right then, let's get down to serious business. Another game has been moved because Sky haven't got their Hollywood checker trade final, whatever they call it nowadays. Wrexham didn't make it to the final. Probably would have been the most watched cup final ever with Wrexham and Birmingham City playing. So they've decided to put us on instead against Sheffield United on the 28th of March, Friday the 28th of March, 8 p.m. kickoff live on Sky. I'm gutted, to be honest with you, because I'm DJing that night and I can't go now. So I'll just watch it while I'm DJing. But yes, so what do we make to this then? Sky, another game been moved for the TV. Stoke's been moved. Oxford got moved. How many more do you think is going to be moved? And what do you make to this one, Vicky?
Oh, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's like Saturday, I have to get up early to get to Oxford. I hate early starts. That's annoying. And then a Friday after work is more difficult for everybody, isn't it? It's just frustrating. But unfortunately, it's the world of football these days. It doesn't matter so much about the fans and sort of travel. It just matters about Sky and stuff, doesn't it? So it's just
yeah, it is annoying because, I mean, the way, if things do keep going the way they're going and we do keep winning or picking up points and we do sneak into the playoffs, I think a lot more are going to be changed, aren't they, Claudio?
Yeah, well, they did say that the first lot they were going to give you plenty of warning, and the second lot, but the remainder of the season was going to be hit and miss. You just got to accept it. I mean, I'm not surprised we're live. It's just, but bizarrely, if it's a Friday, it's easier for me to go to an away game during the week than it is the weekend. So I'll probably go to that one. Being selfish, of course, it's like the Derby game. Definitely going to that one. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But I mean, the thing is, I do like a Friday night match if it's at home. Yeah. I quite enjoy that. But it's just the way it is. We're at the top end. Well, hopefully we may be in the top 6 by then. So it could be a real humdinger, couldn't it? And it was always going to be on telly. That was always going to be live, I think. I've stopped now.
Yeah, I mean, look, they obviously think we are in with a shout. They obviously think that there's a game to be had there. I mean, Hamer didn't start the other night. Hamer was injured from the week before, so he must be carrying a knock on his hamstring because he did go off with that. So he didn't start for them, and they did take. I did watch a bit of it, and they did take the lead. But then again, Leeds are some sort of team, and but I mean, Jack, I mean, what do you make to this? We'll talk about the playoffs in just a sec because it coincides with this topic. But I mean, you know, Sky, we have got to expect it, but they don't think about the fans, do they? Because there might be people that, you know, we're planning a Saturday up in Sheffield, going to buy the ticket, spend the day up there. You know, they don't really think about that, do they?
No, they definitely don't. They never have, and obviously with the TV deal that they've got these days, it's even worse. And it was better at the beginning of the season. I won't say good, but it was better because they gave us sort of 3 months' notice on all of it. They put down the fixture list and they said, right, first game is everyone's all over the place. After that, there's going to be consistent 12:30 kickoffs on a Saturday, and we got decent notice of them all. So like the Portsmouth game, we all knew that was going to be 12:30 in like September, which was good. This is 29 days notice. It's not good enough, really, is it? Like you say, people might have already booked a weekend away up to Sheffield, or at least a full Saturday away, and it's just not ideal. Personally, for me, I can go and it frees up my weekend. So, like Claudia, from a selfish point of view, I don't mind. I'm not happy, but I'm not unhappy. But as a general rule, there will be a lot of backlash from it, and it could happen to more games. And I'm just trying to look at the fixture list and see what could happen. And we've got Good Friday home to West Brom. I mean, as it currently stands, that's a 6-pointer. So that should be another TV game from their point of view, and still could be. I know it's Good Friday, but we could get the early kickoff. We could even get a late kickoff. And then we all know the last game of the season is going to move. It's currently for a Saturday at 3 o'clock, but we all know that's going to be moved to whatever they want to do with it. With, again, no consideration for Middlesbrough fans travelling from all the way in the northeast that might have to get here at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it's 12:30 kickoff. You know, I think I've changed it.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Well, they
What, West Brom?
No,
West Brom.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Oxford announced earlier that their game had been moved to 12:30. It's his last game of the season. I think they've moved them all, haven't they? So I'm wondering if the awards night would be that same night then. They've done that. So you never know.
I've literally just seen Leeds have tweeted about it. Last game of the season, 12:30. So we'll tweet it at some point, I'm sure.
Everyone will be doing it, yeah, because they have to play them all at the same time. So while we're talking about fixtures, then and these rearranged things, the playoff fixtures have come out. The final was originally the Monday, and they've changed it, switched it back to the 24th. For the championship playoff final. But let's look at these fixtures then for the semi-finals. Thursday, 8th of May, you will have 6th place playing third, home leg first, and then the away leg will be on the 12th of May. So there's two, again, week fixtures. And then if you finish 5th, you'll be playing at home on Friday, the 9th of May, and then Tuesday, the 13th, second leg away. Now, if the table, let's say we finish 5th or 6th, and Burnley and Sunderland finish where they are, 3rd and 4th, that's one hell of a journey to do on a Monday and a Tuesday night, isn't it, Vic?
Yeah. Not ideal, is it? Again, it's like you were saying. There's no real thought about fans and how that impacts on when there's like long journeys to be had. But then there was the same in the year, wasn't it? So Middlesbrough, that was week and like Wednesday night or something, wasn't it? So it was the same. Yeah. I think the Borough game I think it was a Wednesday night, wasn't it? But I mean, even the first leg, you know, a Thursday and a Friday night, you would have thought that they would have done one Friday night and a Saturday, wouldn't you? Yeah. You would have thought that way round or something like that, not a Thursday or a Friday. I mean,
we are saying now, if we are going to get in there, we're going to be either fifth or sixth. I don't think we're going to cap third or fourth, are we? To be honest, Vic.
You never know. After we've had all of back stats, anything's possible now. I mean, you know me, I'm optimistic at the best of times. Now I'm more optimistic. I'm just inspired from that little win of a stat.
Brilliant. And I know we've got a few games to go, but say if we did get in there, who would you like in the playoff semi-finals?
Notts County.
I don't know. So I don't want Sunderland. That's my biggest fear. That was my biggest fear when we lost to Luton, that we'd see them in the like at Wembley. I don't want to be getting knocked out by them, so just avoid them entirely. I guess. I mean, whoever sort of got the run and goes up with us, so you don't really want to be playing Burnley either, do you? Or Sheffield United, assuming that they switch around, but whatever. So I guess whoever. It's just difficult, isn't it? I suppose if you want to win the final, you've got to beat whoever you get, really. It doesn't matter. At some point, you're going to have to beat someone like a decent team. If you've got aspirations to get promoted, it doesn't really matter how that comes about. We've got to play our best and beat the other best teams. If we want to get promoted, it's the only way to do it, isn't it? You're never going to get an easy ride. So,
yeah. And Jack, what about you? I mean, what do you make to these fixture dates here for this? Because they did, honestly, they did change the playoff final date. It was scheduled for the Monday, and then they've switched it to the Saturday. I mean, what do you make to that? Because
I mean, in terms of the final, in theory, the Championship team deserve the Saturday because they deserve the best pitch to play on. I know that sounds a bit harsh to the League One and League Two teams that have to play on used pitches, but A, it's Wembley, it's going to be immaculate before a ball's kicked, and B, the teams in the Championship just deserve a fresher pitch, in my opinion. That's the most, what do they call it? It's the most profitable game in the world or something like that. So it deserves the best pitch, it deserves the biggest audience, it deserves a Saturday, as football is for Saturdays, as we all know. So that's a good change, in my opinion. And obviously, when we did Luton the other year, we were a Saturday. So, and when we were in League Two and won it, that was a Monday. So you know, it's fair, in my opinion. In terms of the semi-finals, we could get, if we finish, I can't remember which way around it is now, but if we finish in 5th or 6th, we could get a Thursday and a Monday. So we could get 2 midweek games. What? Football's for the fans. Football's an entertainment sport. What? Why should we have... So if we finish 6th, we've got a home game on a Thursday night and then an away trip to either probably Sheffield, Burnley or Sunderland on a Monday night. Now, Sheffield on a Monday night's not the end of the world, but Sunderland on a Monday night, I'd no thank you. That's just... It's not nice. What are you doing? And then even then, when you play on the Monday the 12th, you've then got 12 days before a final. Why don't you just have it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the first leg, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the second leg, and then the following weekend you can have the final? Why? We all play every weekend and we're happy for it to be moved to Friday or a Sunday. Just play it on the weekend when we can all go and enjoy it without having to book a day off work or pull a sickie or book a hotel or pay for a train that's £100. Sort it out.
Claudio, same thoughts?
Yeah, looking at the those fixtures, whoever we play, if we finish 6th, I want to play in the final. Whoever finishes 5th, basically. If that makes any sense, you know, because there's nothing to say whoever finishes 5th can't knock out the team who's 4th, and if we finish 6th, why can't we knock out, say, Burnley as it stands? You know, so that's why I look at it. So when you say who should we play, so if we finish 6th, whoever finishes 5th is who I want to play in the final, basically. And if we finish 5th, I want to play whoever finish 6th. It's as simple as that. But the days, I mean, Jack's right. I can't see why they can't have it over the weekend. All the leagues. You know, you could have 12:30 3 o'clock, 5:30, can't you? If they want to show all the games on telly. But of course they have to fit it in with the Premier League. So I think the last game of the Premier League is on the 25th, on the 25th of May, I think. Or no, 25th of Saturday. It's bizarre, isn't it? How late it is. So yeah, it's a pain, isn't it? But it is. That's how it is now. So it's not like we're not used to it anymore. It is, but it is a pain.
Do you think they'd be better off just having a one leg?
A bit like the National League. I think the National League play 8 plays against 7, and whoever wins that plays 6 or something.
They have a 6-way playoff. They do.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it? If we finish 6th, we play whoever finishes 5th. Whoever wins that plays whoever's 4th. Whoever wins that plays whoever's 3rd.
But how far down do you go then? Do you go to the relegation places?
No, it's just the top how many teams. But it's a lot better, this is, than someone suggested, why can't we, I saw it on some sort of social media, why can't we go back to just the top 3 going up? Well, if that was the case, the season's over now, isn't it, already?
Yeah.
With 12 matches to go, whatever, that's it, it's all over, isn't it? So this is far better, isn't it, as a spectacle?
Yeah, it keeps the Championship entertaining up into the last sort of few weeks of the season, because at the minute there's still about 12 teams that could get realistic to get a playoff space, and there's still quite a lot of teams looking for like. So that's the fun it brings, isn't it?
Well, Middlesbrough won the other night, and people are talking about them. They're 4 points behind us. How they could make a late surge for the playoffs. I'm thinking, that's everybody. So that's basically the top half of the table have got a chance to get promoted at the minute.
Yeah.
I think for me, the stumbling. I'm with Jack on this. I think they can afford to play it one weekend and another weekend, or if they want to rotate it, have one on a Friday, one on a Saturday, or one on a Sunday, one on a Saturday. Just play it over those days. I can't. I for the life of me, I just don't get it. I don't understand. It's like Christmas last year. Just before during this season, we had to travel to Sunderland and Middlesbrough in December. We had to do it last season as well, if I remember correctly. We went up to Sunderland and Middlesbrough in the space of 2 or 3 weeks. I think it was in the space of a week, weren't it? I think it was, where we had to go up there twice, and then I don't get why they do. I know there's a lot of money in it. I know that, but they don't think about the fans, do they? They just don't think about it. I mean, people might not be able to get any time off work to go up for the the second leg. You know what I mean? People might not be able to get the time off, and we get extra tickets for it. So there ain't an issue getting tickets, but people might not have that time to leave early to go up to Middlesbrough or Burnley or Sunderland or Sheffield, whoever it is. I know Sheffield's the closest one, but who knows? I just don't think they think about it enough. I really don't.
They look at not the 25,000 fans who are going. They're looking at the 4 or 5 million people watching it on telly. That's all they're worried about across the world. They're getting far more out of those people in subscriptions than us paying at the gate. That's all they're interested in, and we know that, and that's the way it is. We've sold
but we should have a say. Fans should have a say in it, and fans should be able to say, stand up and say, look, this is what, this ain't fair on the fans. It's like, when you talk about away tickets, some places it's 40 quid, 42 quid a ticket. Another place it's 24 quid a ticket. It's all that, isn't it? It's just, I don't know. They just don't think about the fans. I don't think they think about us enough. And, you got to think it's a lot of time for people to take off to go up there to watch it, and no one wants to watch it at home. If you're a fan of that club, you don't want to be sitting at home watching that semi-final, do you? You know what I mean? You want to be there. You want to be there for that moment. You have to be there. It's just because you're in it. You're in it to win it, as they say if you want to play the lottery.
Can I just say though, who'd have thought after that Norwich game when we lost 2-1, who'd have thought at the end of February we'd be having a conversation about the fixtures for the playoffs? Did anyone think that? Really? I didn't. I'm sure negative Claudio up there didn't either.
Hold on.
What a nice headache to have.
Hold on a minute. I went on the radio and got told off by Oggy because I suggested we had to win 7 games really quickly. And he told me off and told me to calm down after Blackburn.
I'll tell you what, you should bring him up, Claudio. You should bring him up tomorrow morning.
And we've won 7 out of 8.
He's on tomorrow morning, isn't he? He's on.
What I mean.
He's on tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:20 in the morning. I'll be on BBC's CWR with my words of wisdom.
Let's get some comments in then. And well, before that, actually, let's do one more spot the ball. There you go. Spot the ball. Get your guesses in. Last chance to get your guesses in, guys. Have a go. See what you think the ball is. It's Rodoni heading the ball against Preston last weekend. Take a guess which number you think it's going to be. If you are listening on Spotify, I'm sorry you can't see the picture. So, there you go. Right, go on in, Claudia.
Lee Dan says the amount of players getting into the opposition box has dramatically improved in the Lamps. Can each panel member tell us what they think our best improvement has been since Lamps took over? We'll come back to that in a sec then. Paul Stratton, I think Norman should stay at home for Sheffield United game. They are planning a very, very hostile reception for him. I think he can handle it. Leicester's going down, the City's going up. The City's going up, says Ian Collins. Paul Cuttiford, I don't know why they print fixtures at the start of the season. People buy season tickets on the strength of the fixture list. Do they? I buy it because I support the club. The fixtures are the fixtures, aren't they?
The season ticket, you normally bought that before the fixtures have come out, I'm sure, because that's normally like sort of April, May time, and then fixtures are June. So,
yeah. We used to moan we weren't on the telly. Trevor Merriman, they never put us on the telly. He always put everybody else. Stats coincidences. What superstitions do fans have on match days? A section on a Sunday show. That could be good, actually, for a Sunday show. Got to our fair share of Friday night matches. Every club needs stability, but not the fixture list. It don't help away fans for travelling. How good are we at rearranged games? But the thing is, this Sheffield United game could have been a midweek fixture already. So you'd have the same problem. You got an extra 15 minutes to get there because it'd be 8 o'clock or 7:45. I can see Cov v Sheffield United playoff final going to penalties and O'Hare missing the vital pen and we go up. Do you think he'll regret leaving? I think unless Burnley actually win some games, I think Sheffield United and Leeds going up. Sky are only interested in their fans worldwide, says Frank Wood. So, of course, they want to show the best games. Who is more important to them, 28,000 at the game or millions watching around the world? Yeah. But they need the fans in the ground to make it look like a spectacle as well. That's the thing. Because it looks crap on telly, doesn't it, when there's nobody in the ground?
Depends where the camera is, Claudio, like at the CBS.
That's true.
Because that Mao Lounge isn't full and the camera picks up that, but it doesn't look at the full side that we all sit on.
Yeah.
Not you, you're in the box, but that we all sit on.
I have to do what they do at the Oscars now. I have to have 2 people sat in my seat to make sure it looks like there's somebody sitting there. So I normally get Ryan to go down and sit. I do, sit in my seats to make it look like there's someone sat there.
I thought you had a cardboard cutout of yourself.
Yes, I could do that as well. Are we looking too far ahead of ourselves? Let's get the job done first before we look at the playoff fixtures. I see. So they're slowly coming around to my way of thinking now. Don't want to count our chickens already. I'll take one game at a time and see where we finish up. Don't let's get away with ourselves. And I see Paul's in my camp.
Whoever called me negative in the comments, call him negative as well.
I'm allowed to get excited.
It don't
You
take
wait
much.
You wait till Sunday's show. You wait till Sunday's show. When we win Saturday, Blackburn draw, West Brom lose, and we are fifth in the table. All these lot saying, "Oh, let's not, get too excited." They'll all be going, "Yes, we're going to Wembley."
I'll tell you what. On Saturday, there'll be more fans looking at their phones and watching the game if we go a goal up. They'll be looking to see what's happening, won't they? All right, Coventry team are but a dream. They come onto the pitch like phantoms. They play old crocs, not fighting cocks, and trot them out as bantams. Oh, that's from the 1930s, that is, when we called phantoms, of course. Lee says, I would like to play and beat Norwich in the playoff semi.
Who wrote that poem then?
Lee Dan. It's from the original. Sorry, Gavster Brand. It's from it's from way back in the 1930s. Lee says, I would like to play and beat Norwich in playoff semi to pay back for our recent injury time loss at Carr Road. Mark Packman, I think Coventry will finish fourth. Frank's on the march. Up. Paul Stratton, come on, boys, reality check. Let's get there first, then worry about it then. This is pure fantasy at the moment. Yeah, I see Paul Stratton. Mr. View Sky, I agree with Jack that those semi-final dates are inconvenient, but being honest, I'd just be grateful we're in the playoffs and would be happy with anything they throw at us.
Well, that's what I said. Who thought we'd be having this discussion after we'd lost to Norwich? Who thought really that we'd be talking about playoff fixtures? And thank God it's a nice headache to have. That's what I say.
Glenn says, last time Lampard was in the Championship, it was 5th v 6 in the final of playoffs. Chippy Dave says, good point, Jack. Weekends sound good for the playoffs and final. Aaron Thomas, they do something similar with Rugby League on a magic weekend. Mick Kelly, as long as we're playing on the 24th, that's all that counts. It'd be a hell of a party if you imagine that the next day. Oh, dear. You seem to be improving every game, which is fantastic, says Mark Packman. I'm not sure about this, what the panel think to this one. Would the panel like to nab Vardy when we go up and Leicester passes on the way down? He's still quality as a squad player now. I think he might be hanging his boots after this season.
I think he'd spit at us on the way past, perhaps.
No, he's got to keep playing to pay off his missus' fines. Stuart Court, nice to have this to gripe about instead of when we might be mathematically down. Glenn, I think the key is 8-9 points minimum from the next 4 games. That will set us up well, given Blackburn and West Bromwich Albion games coming up. Reality, says Frank Wood, is Sky dictate when games are played because they put the money in. Dark farce. The bottom 3 of the Premier League should play the top 3 of the Championship at the end of the season. No, I think they've had their chance. They get relegated. Bomber Bidwell, got lots of little things here. Don't count your chickens until your eggs are hatched.
Hold on a minute. Glenn said we've got Blackburn. We haven't got Blackburn. We don't have Blackburn. We've played Blackburn twice. Beaten twice.
We don't want all of that Wagatha Christie controversy hanging over our head. Dawn says, please don't tempt fate. You're making me nervous. On the up says, I've been to every away game bar one, so not being negative, just being realistic. Get the job done first before we look at playoff fixtures.
Right, so who was it that asked us, the panel, what do we think is our best improvement under Frank Lampard? Who said that to us? Was it Lee Dan, wasn't it? I think.
Yes.
Right. Okay, Jack. So let's answer that question. Best improvement under Frank Lampard?
I would have to say it's our defensive improvements, including our goalkeeper. Oliver Dovin looks like a new man since he's come back in after Christmas. Whereas before that, we got Colin shipping goals left, right and centre, and we got whoever was in goal. If someone had a shot, it went in. Whereas now we seem harder to break down. So we've got 7 clean sheets under Frank Lampard. We had 2 under Mark Robins. That's a difference. And we conceded 19 under Robins. We've only conceded 17 under Frank Lampard, and Lampard's had 3 more games. So that, to me, are just defensive stability, a bit more consistency, and more clean sheets.
Victoria?
I will say, because I don't want to repeat Jack, so I'll say the shape of the team, like I suppose like the setup. So now we see far more players getting forward into the box when we're attacking, like that closeness between like the sort of lines of play. So when we've got possession, we're breaking forward as a team, and there's always like lots of options in the box. And I think defensively, people are covering people. So if Bidwell's got forward, someone will drop in and cover him. There just seems like that better teamwork, I suppose, both defensively, so what Jack said, but also just attacking. That means that we're playing with more unity as a team. You don't see players so isolated anymore. So that would be my main improvement.
Claudia?
I just think we're just better organised. It may not seem in some games, but we're definitely better organised. And also we've done a lot of these wins without the players we expect to have in the starting lineup as well, which is, pretty impressive, really. So I'm looking at it ahead. It should get better, shouldn't it, as well? But yeah, midfielders in the box. I think I've said it a few times. With one of the goals, I think Rodoni's goal at the weekend, 6 players in the box and 2 players just outside the box. Never used to see that 3 or 4 months ago. The goals we've scored, Bidwell running down the wing, crossing it for Milan to score. Just things like that. That is positive. And hopefully, with our keeper playing the way he is, we keep him out as well. We're not conceding. I mean, it seems like miles away from November, doesn't it? Really, the way things are going, it's so much. The improvement's been massive, and I know we've talked about this. I mean, I've said it. We've done nothing different to a couple of seasons ago, where the last 2 seasons where we've come back in the new year and become stronger. But if I'm honest, I didn't think we were going to turn it around this season. When Mark Robins was here, it felt like we were going only one way because the performances were drab. And I feel now that when they're on the pitch, we've got a chance of winning games again. It's a lot more positive, I think. There's definitely been a lift at the club, without a shadow of a doubt. Just look at Tavares' face, and they had to loan him out because he kept smiling.
I mean, I remember saying Frank came in and you seen Tavares' face. He was like shocked that Frank Lampard was going to be our head coach. For me, I can't say much more than what you guys have said. To be honest, I think you've covered everything. For me, if I'm going to add to it, I would say the way we're taking corners and we're crowding the box. I think as well. I think the way that we are. Before we would take a corner and there'd be no one crowding the goal line, or there'd be no one crowding the keeper and trying to block the keeper or anything like that. I think now with Rodoni, we've said it before how good Rodoni can cross the ball, but we've got more than just Rodoni who can take a corner. We've got Torp who can take a corner. We've got Sakamoto who can take a corner. We've now got Grimes who can take a corner. You cringe when Eccles gets on the corner. You go, oh, where's this going to go? But I think for me, that is probably one of the most improvement things I can add to what you guys have just said. I think the way that we are, I think the last 2 corners we've scored, we've crowded out the keeper and not fouled the keeper. There was a goal that was disallowed a few games ago that he gave what he didn't give us because apparently we blocked the keeper. We didn't block the keeper. There was no block on the keeper. And you look at it that way, and I think the delivery of those, there's something going to happen from it. And I think, like Bobby Thomas's goal against Preston, that only went in because we crowded that goalkeeper. The way he headed it down onto the floor, the goalkeeper was blinded by whoever was in front of him, and then he's seen it late and it's fumbled over the top of him and gone in the back of the net. And I think that's why that keeper made that mistake. And that's probably adding on to what you guys have said. I think the corners have just been, for me, they could even go in, couldn't they? It could even just go in the way Radoni puts the ball in. So, yeah, cracking question to the panel. I love it. There you go. All right, a few more comments then before we go for the night.
Trevor Merriman says, if, and it's a big if, if we get promoted, imagine what Sunday Sky Blue Fans TV show would be like. It'd be the same as now, but discussing how we're going to keep it down to 6-0. If we go up, just don't do a Southampton. I mean, talk about, oh dear. They're playing Liverpool at the weekend at Anfield. I know. I just feel sorry. That's where you feel sorry for the fans, because it's just awful to watch. It's just unbelievable how they've really surprised me how bad they've been. Actually,
yeah, it's amazing. Really. Sheffield United were a bit like that last season. I'm surprised to a degree how quickly they managed to sort of get back on it, because you sort of think how much of a knock-on effect would that have the next season after Sheffield United was so poor last season, and they turned that around quicker than I thought they might do this season. Because that's the worry, isn't it? That, like, you just get humiliated, and then also the next season, like, you just start with that hangover.
Because if Ipswich, if all three of them come back down again, they're going to be really strong again next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably an easier chance to get up than next season, actually.
Can I just bring a comment up? Because I had this interaction with this lady at the UBS on Saturday.
So Andrew. That's yes.
She came up and she tapped me because she thought she knew me, and then we had this funny interaction. So it was really nice to meet you, Andrea. Sorry you obviously didn't really know me in real life, but always to say hi. So I'm happy to say hi to anybody, and so yeah.
Yes, Andrea says, sorry for scaring the life out of Vicky on Saturday, thinking I know her. I don't in real life, just from watching this podcast.
Yeah, so nice to meet you, Andrea.
So, where were we the comments?
Sorry.
Mr. News Guy says, simple. We're winning games of football under him. We're winning convincingly, and we're also winning ugly. That's true. James Hollyoak says, set pieces. Paul Stratton. High press, back four, midfield, no-brainer for me. Mark Rainbow says, given the EFL rules, says you have to have a homegrown player, would Callum Wilson count as that player if we sign him in the summer, which we won't? Communication, says James Hollyoak. Mick Davenport, 15 goals for us this season from headers. On the up says, are you going on your bicycle Saturday, Miles?
Do you know what though? You know, this game Saturday, I can get to Oxford. I can get to Oxford Stadium quicker than I can get to the CBS on a midweek game. That's how mad this game is at the weekend.
In fairness, I used to quite like going to St Andrews because I could get there in 20 minutes from my house. It was great.
St Andrews was quicker for me as well, to be fair.
Yeah. I used to love it. Paul Cutterford says, Frank has brought stability and belief to the players and the club. Lampard effect, Bomber Bidwell. Players listening and respecting the managers and coaches' instructions and sticking to them. Paul Stratton. Players now wanting the ball under Robin's ball was like a time bomb. Well done, Frank, for the confidence. Mark says, good point, well made, Claudia. The goalkeeping is so much better than November, December. On the up says it improved dramatically since the 4th of Jan at Norwich. It's Frankie magic. He gets involved on the training pitch, which gives the players more confidence. Frankie has made the team fitter. That's the one thing that concerned me, because we were told at that meeting when he announced about the sacking and all the rest of it, that they were such a Premier League fit, weren't they? And Frank Lampard came in and says they need to get fitter. So that's the difference, because we're definitely lasting the whole game now.
Can I just say, we're all saying well done to Frank Lampard, but we've got to give a big shout out to Chris Jones as well, the assistant coach, also Joe Edwards and Alan Williams, who's turned it around for Dovin as well, which is the goalkeeping coach. And a few months ago, we were saying, what are the goalkeeping coaches doing? So it isn't just Frank's work, it's the whole of the coaching staff. And as we know, they are, as what Doug wanted. He wanted top quality coach as well. Was it Joe Edwards that was within the England camp?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get any higher than that, can you? That you were coaching the top players in the whole of the country, and some of them that play abroad as well, with Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. You ain't going to get much higher than that. And I think that, we all keep saying, Frank Lampard's doing a great job, but it isn't just him. It's the people behind the scenes that are just, for me, it just, everything just seems like it's all on a level playing field. It just, everyone's pulling together, doesn't it? And it's like we're getting comments here, that they're playing as a team, they're communicating, they're understanding the instructions. Because probably they're younger coaches. We've got younger players, and the coaches are getting younger, the players are getting younger, your teams are getting younger, and they probably understand them a little bit more. So it's a massive big up to everyone behind the scenes, to be honest, not just Frank. So, but I'm still not singing Super Frank Lampard unless we get to Wembley.
Is that because you don't know the words?
No, it's because he hasn't earned it yet.
He's slowly gaining people's respect now, aren't they? You don't hear so much of this. What's he done as a manager now, do you? You can quite clearly see that he can get a team playing. It's just much better, isn't it? Where are we now? Sorry about this. Mick Kelly says the work rate of the team is more intense and using subs positively, not negatively. All-round performance as a team, not as individuals. Mark Rainbow, important question. Which kit do we play on Saturday, given we haven't won playing in the white kit? Oh.
Sky blue.
Sky blue,
we'll play sky blue. Yeah.
I think home kit as well.
Frank Wood said, spoke to my Saints mate today. He's just looking forward to the championship again. Paul Cuttyford, 2005-06 season. At this stage, the bottom three clubs had I think he's written it further down, 90 points between them this season. The bottom three only have mid-40s. The gap between the Premier League and the Championship is getting bigger every year. Even in the 21s are starting to get results, which is true, Aaron, because we said it, didn't we, before Christmas, how both the academy teams were getting battered most weeks. They're doing really poorly, but they're starting to win games now. Lee Dan, yes, Miles, we now have a top class coaches who have coached at England level. The difference, Joe Edwards. Funny how, here we go, Lee Dan. Funny how DK couldn't find quality coaches under MR, yet here they are under Lamps. Paul said, sorry, 2007-08 season. He was referring to the points tally. All right, over to you, Miles.
Got to unmute yourself, Miles. That might help.
I've unmuted myself, sorry. One last question, quick fire question before we do spot the ball winner. That's the beauty of going live. Jack, your quick fire question. Are you going to sing the Mark Robbins song a week Saturday?
If it's sung in my area, I will join in, yes.
Okay. Vicky?
Same as Jack.
Same as Jack. Claudio?
No.
Okay. I will if people are singing it around me. There you go. There you have it. Right then. So, spot the ball then. Here we go. Here's your answer. Here's Rodoni. If you're listening back on Spotify, you can't see the picture, but it's Rodoni jumping up between 3 Preston North End players, heading the ball, and there's 1 to 15 numbers. And the winner is number 4. There you go. Number 4 is the winner. So while Vicky sorts out... Say again?
That's what Claudio said. Well done, Claudio.
Oh, I did say that. Well done, Claudio. So while you're top winners, a bit housekeeping again. Mickey Quinn, come on, get your tickets. It's going to be a great night. We're hosting the night. There's going to be a quiz. There's going to be a raffle. We've also got Mickey Quinn, obviously, coming down. And we're going to be down there Friday, 2nd of May, 7 p.m. £10 to get in. Head over to the Walsgrave Working Men's Facebook page or Chris Baker's Facebook page, or even go on our Facebook page or X account. You'll find the post on there. I will put the post out again over the next couple of days with a link to buy your tickets. Please come down and support it. It's to keep the Working Men's Club going. So everything they raise on the night is to keep the club going. We're going to be there. We're hosting it. We're going to be. I'm going to be interviewing Mickey Quinn. Claudio's going to be doing all my questions. So there'll be some comical ones in there as well. And please, I don't know, are we allowed to sing the song that we used to sing for him? I hope they don't, but you know what I mean? Not in front of him anyway. But yeah, come and see Mickey Quinn down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Also, if you're going to Plymouth for the weekend, it is Easter weekend. We're at the Moxie Hotel, Sunday the 20th of April, 7:30. We're going to do an hour's show live from the hotel. We're going to be there on Saturday night. We're going out Saturday and Sunday. Then we're going to do the show. Then we're going back out again. So if you want to come and join us, please do come down. We'll have a few beers. And after the show, we're going out on the lash. And then we get up for the game on the Monday morning. If you've got coach tickets, if you want to get your coaches sorted, head over to Big Travel. That's ccfctravel.co.uk. You can get your coach travel there and book your coaches for any event wherever you're going for the Sky Blues. And also, if you want car parking as well, some great parking, secure parking around the country for different venues, coventryparking.co.uk, and three or four great car parking spaces around by the CBS as well. If you're not doing anything tomorrow night, not that one. If you're not doing anything tomorrow night and you're in Leamington Spa, please pop down to the townhouse. It's behind the parish church. I'll be DJing there tomorrow night from 7:30 till late. And Saturday, if you're in Coventry and you get back from Oxford and you want to celebrate, there's a load of Sky Blue Army drinking the Old Shepherd. Come down. We have a laugh. You know, I'll put tracks on and everyone just starts dancing and singing and it's a brilliant night. So why don't you pop down? And it's cheap beer as well. So pop down and see us. Right then, have we got some winners, Vicky?
We do indeed.
5 winners. Fantastic. Right, and so we've numbered them all. Let's get Claudio to pick a number 1 to 5, please.
5.
Number 5.
That's Anne Richardson.
Anne Richardson. Congratulations, Anne Richardson. You've won Spot the Ball tonight. If you can get in touch with us either on Facebook, X, or email us at skybluefanstv@gmail.com. Send us your address and your full address and your full name, and we'll get your prize off to you as soon as possible. Congratulations. Right, guys, have you all enjoyed yourselves tonight?
Yeah, I have actually. Yes, it's been good fun.
Good. Jack, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got to nerd out with my stats, so I always like doing that.
Brilliant. And you'll get the show out on Spotify tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow morning. It'll be before 10 a.m.
Brilliant. So there you go, guys. If you want to listen to it back on Spotify, then you can head over there tomorrow. Jack's in charge of Spotify. Any issues you find, just get in touch with Jack. Vicky, you had a good night?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Listen, if anyone's going to Oxford on Saturday, we're going to do a few interviews outside the ground on Saturday, not live. We're going to record them. So come and say hello to us. I think we're all going to be there, aren't we? Yeah, we're all there, aren't we? We're all there on Saturday. Even Ken's going to be there. Come and find us. We'll do a little chat with you on video. We'll get it out on Facebook in the afternoon, and we'll get your predictions and that. Please come and say hello, because we love it when you come and say hello. It is great. And it's great to put faces to the names that we see up on the screen. So thank you very much for your support. And please give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't already done it, head over to YouTube. If you're not watching on there now, like and subscribe. It is free. You don't have to pay for anything. And you can keep in touch on what is going on with Sky Blue Fans TV. And we are the knowledge of knowledge, because we've got Jack, and now we've got Claudio, now we've got Jack. So we're all on it. And we've got Vicky as well, who knows everything. Flipping out. I know nothing compared with these three. These three are the old book of knowledge. Unbelievable. But yeah, we'll see you on Sunday night. Ken will be back, and I'll have a night off, so Ken and the crew will be here. And let's hope we get 3 points on Saturday, and let's get into those playoffs this weekend. Forget waiting until the last game of the season. Let's just get in there, and let's put a push on for third. How about that? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, big play up Sky Blues. We'll see you Saturday at Oxford. Take care. Play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.